Hello, my name is Diane, and today I want to talk about The Lives of the Ajungo by Moses Ose Utomi. This book comes out on March 21st, and it is the first book in a planned trilogy called The Forever Desert. Although, if you're not looking to pick up a series, this book is very self-contained and could definitely be read as a standalone if you don't want to continue on with whatever happens next within this world. The Lives of the Ajungo begins in the City of Lies, where our main character Tutu is approaching his 13th birthday. And in this city, they have a deal with the Ajungo Empire. They have been in a drought for an extremely long time. They have no source of water on their own. So the Ajungo Empire provides them with water, and in exchange, when all of their citizens turn 13, they cut out their tongues. Since Tutu is about to turn 13, he is preparing for this, but his mother is also dying of dehydration. She has gone so long without water because it is so scarce and they receive so little of it. She's probably not going to make it to his 13th birthday. Tutu takes it upon himself to approach his Oba, the leader of their city, and tell her that he wants to set out into the desert on his own and find water for the city. His Oba agrees to let him go, gives him some provisions, a camel, some canteens of water, which is the largest amount of water Tutu has ever seen in his life, some armor and weapons, and lets him set out on his own, and agrees that she will provide water to his mother for 1 year's time. So Tutu now has 1 year on his own in the desert to find enough water to save his city. When we first meet Tutu, he's not only young, but he's also very inexperienced. He's only lived within the confines of his city. His city is extremely isolated. They have no real contact with anyone outside of their city. So he only knows what he's been told, what his city has taught him. And the only real bond he has within the city is his mother. So he is driven and motivated throughout the story by his love for his mother and his desperation to save her and find something to save her, if not everyone. The scope of the world seems very narrow at the beginning because that is all Tutu knows. He has no understanding of what's in the desert, what dangers he may encounter, what other people he may encounter, what the other cities in the world are like. And it's not until he goes on this journey, he's given some hope where he's naive, he's fearful of anyone he encounters because he was taught not to trust anyone outside of his city. And as he learns the truth about the world outside of the city, his resolve strengthens and he's really more and more determined throughout the story to find out the truth and to use it to save his people. Now the story is a novella. It is under 100 pages, so it is a fairly quick read, but it captures such a big, impactful story in my opinion. The characters felt well developed. There is magic within this world that is explained to some degree. Nothing is very in-depth in explanation because of the length, but I really don't think the story suffered for that. The world felt very rich, and it also felt very fitting that we don't get to see certain things outside of the City of Lies where Tutu has begun and the places in the desert that he actually goes to see. We're limited to just what he knows and what he's learning, and that's all the information we as a reader receive is the information that Tutu's receiving. So while he definitely broadens his idea of what the world is and what's really going on within it, besides just what his city has told him, we're also learning those things and piecing them together and figuring out how the relations between the cities actually come into play, how it affects him and his current situation as well. Tutu also grows quite a bit throughout this story. It takes place in less than a year. We just follow him on that year-long journey, and in that time he has learned so much. He has seen more than almost anyone in his city has or probably will ever see because they are so isolated. And as we go on this journey with him, he eventually evolves into not just the innocent, naive boy that we first meet him as. I think this story was very well written. I was very engrossed in the story. It was an extremely compelling tale. I keep reading it every time I picked it up. I didn't want to put it down. I thought the characters are very interesting, the way that they interact and bond with one another, or on the other side of that, go against one another in the cases where he doesn't find friends. I really loved reading this. I thought it was a wonderful story. I definitely recommend checking it out. Again, this comes out next week on March 21st if you're interested in checking it out. I'm definitely going to be looking forward to the next one whenever that comes out in the future. Let me know if you've read this one or you're planning to after it comes out. Love to hear what you think about it as well. Thanks for hanging out with me, and I'll see you next time. Bye.